Right, we're live. Lulu says hello. Lolo. Oh, my little darling. Right. Let's get this show on the road. Right. Okay. Right, bear with me one moment. Right, do not lock the screen. We're good. Boom. Okay, perfect. Right. Ooh. Right, squeezing myself in here. Right, so I've got my cards. It's got my special deck with me, which I will pull from. Got some tuning forks. And these are a couple of cards from the last readings that we've been doing, so I'll say a few words about those. And how cute is this? So I've got my little monster Tallulah here, my little witchy familiar. And here is some artwork that I've been working on, which is going to go in the grimoire. So I've tried my hand at oil pastel printing. So there's the oil pastels, and there is what I've got so far. So basically, you use a sugar skull. I can't even say that. Sugar skull drawing, and then you draw over the other side. I'll show you how I do it in a different video, or feel free to check out another video somewhere on YouTube. But that is what I've got oh no, not that side. So this is what I've got so far, which I'm so pleased with. That looks so cool. It reminds me of the song, there's a Florence and the Machine song. I say, hey, girl with one eye, get your filthy fingers out of my something pie. I say, hey, girl with one eye. But never mind me singing. So I'll pop that back with the grimoire, because I will work on that another time. So also here I have with me the MacBook, as I've been working on some new music for one of the first times in ages. I keep starting new songs. This is something that runs in the family, because it's not just me who does this. I'm sure there's probably other musicians out there who start a song and then don't finish it. So I know that definitely does run in our family, because there's a lot of musicians in our family. We write music and then it just vanishes into the ether and never sees the light of day. But I promise you it won't happen with this one. So I'll play you a little, just a small part of it, so you can hear what we're working with. But it's basically just some pads. So it's going to be very zen. Very zen. So it's just very rough at the moment. So it's very zen. It reminds me sort of like, it's Malin-esque, I would say. Very like Malin. So then I'm just going to be singing along with it, doing some riffs, doing a few sustained notes, etc, etc. So there you have it. That is a behind the scenes look into one of the new songs that I'm working on. And also, as well as that, I've got my hand pan as well, which I'm learning to use and learning to play. So as soon as I'm more confident with playing the hand pan, I can weave some of those in there as well, because these pads which I have in the track at the moment, I make them on here on the Logic Pro, so it's just using like the keyboard. I just hold in whichever notes on the keyboard and it will then sustain those notes, and then you can just play some chords which sound nice. That's basically what I've done here, but I want to add some actual instruments like the hand pan and whatever else I'm able to get my hands on, and add those in just so it brings a bit of real life music and not just fixed sort of electric notes. Okay, so that is a behind the scenes look at some of my new music. So sorry for waffling on about that, but I hope some of you find that interesting, and you'll certainly be seeing it on my YouTube at some point in the near future. So let me just go onto YouTube, so I'll have a look at this video. See, oh bugger, this is not even it's not even logged onto the Wi-Fi. Oh, silly me. That is very silly of me. We've recently just changed our Wi-Fi. Oh dear me. Silly, silly, silly me. So I'm not going to be able to see bugger all. Oh dear me. So bear with me one moment. I'm gonna have to run and get my Wi-Fi code. Sorry about this, people. So, oh, thank you for the thumbs up. Oh, hello, Deanna Fisher. Hello. Am I the first one? Yeah, you are one of the first ones. Welcome. And hello, Ryan. Oh, it's lovely of you to drop in. Thank you for dropping in. Okay, please feel free to bear with me. Feel free to tune back in soon. I'm just going to quickly pop out and grab my Wi-Fi code so I can continue with the live stream, because I'm streaming on my phone and I have my MacBook, which I was just showing you, but that is not actually hooked up to the Wi-Fi because I'm silly. So bear with me. Right, I'm back. Thank you for bearing with me there. So I have my silly Wi-Fi password, so bear with me one more moment. Thank you for being super patient. Let me burn some of my Palo Santo while I just wait. What did I just do with the... I'd lose my head if it wasn't fastened on. Oh, there's the lighter. Right, burn the Palo Santo while I connect to the Wi-Fi. Alright, let's just release some of those jittery vibes and that flustered sort of energy. We don't need that. So this live stream is all about coming into this moment, so cleansing the cards. So I'll take this moment to refresh your minds. If you've not seen some of my recent videos, I did a few readings. So the first card I pulled from one of the readings was All the Diamonds in the Sky. So this is a significant card, so I've left that out so far. So it's been on my shrine near the grimoire, just so that I can remember in it, focus on it, and kind of meditate on it. And the newest card which I pulled and left out, I believe it was very significant. So it's all about remembering that we have divine sparks within us. So it's the Source Dragon, which attunes you to the infinite. So be still in the silence. Magic can happen. Be in the moment. Wow. So that's exactly what I'm talking about today. So yeah, I knew that was important. Okay. I completely forgot that that's what the card said, but I knew that I was tuning into spirit, and this was the kind of message that I had for today. Okay. So I have the Sacred Sites cards, so I'm going to be using those. So please just bear with me one moment while I connect to the internet, and I'll be able to follow this live stream, and I'll be able to reply to your comments, or at least like them. Okay. So please just bear with me one moment while I do this technical jargon on my laptop. Okay, open network preferences, turn on Wi-Fi. No, that turned off Wi-Fi. Connect, no network. Yep, so I believe that's it. Okay, we're getting there. Okay. Oh, there's my ring. Pop my ring on. That's not the right finger. So let's grab some of these. Grabbing our trusty smoky quartz. It's always a good one for grounding us. So I could do with a bit of grounding right now. Alright. But I also want some more of the Palo Santo. That's kind of burned out a bit. So I'll type in this Wi-Fi password and we can get on with this live stream. Thank you all for your patience. 87. Okay. I totally should have remembered about this because we changed our Wi-Fi provider like about 4 to 5 days ago, but I've not actually used this laptop since. Well, other than the music today, but I've not needed the Wi-Fi for that. Okay. Right, hopefully there's no issues there. So that's just connecting. Right. What did I... Oh, there it is. Oh, it says invalid password. Oh, brilliant. So if I keep on having issues with this Wi-Fi, I'll just leave it and get on with this video because I don't want to waste everyone's time. So show the password. Alright, so I've got... That looks like what I have. Yeah, so for some reason it's not working, that password. Oh, bugger. This is so typical. Alright, so I'm just going to take a look on here. I'll have a look here. So, yeah, I cannot see any other messages other than from Deanna and Ryan, so that's fine. So I'm just going to continue with the video. Seeing as this Wi-Fi has been a pain in the backside. Oh dear me. Okay, so that's brilliant. So I'll just pop that safely over there on the incense holder. Okay. So yeah, that's a problem for another day, seeing as that does not want to connect, even though that password is the correct password. Oh dear me. We are in Mercury retrograde after all, so should not be so surprised. But I'll just keep on tuning it in, looking at the phone instead of using the laptop. So let's pop that to sleep. We don't need that since it's not been helpful. Okay, let's go. Okay, so back tuning into the smoky quartz energies. Right, focusing our energies inwards into ourselves at this moment. So just focus your consciousness inwards rather than thinking about the outside world. Try not to be too distracted by everything that's around you. Try to direct your energy inwards into the soul, in touching the divine spark within, and at the same time grounding ourselves into Mother Earth. So reaching within and reaching into Mother Earth. After all, there is no real separation. We are all one. Okay. Okay, so before I do start pulling some further cards, I want to just grab these tuning forks, and as well as alright, that didn't work so well. But anyway, back to the tuning forks. So just listen out for the frequencies of the tuning forks. That got the cat's attention. So really feel it as the vibrations wash over your body, your etheric body, your aura. The vibrations loosen any debris which is stuck onto the outside of our aura. Any attachments that are not serving our highest good, they can be removed now with the assistance of the angels, the archangels, calling upon Archangel Michael, calling upon Gabriel, calling upon Raphael, calling upon Uriel, calling upon Zadkiel, angel of the violet flame. Okay, so just take a moment to integrate those vibrations and to continue to focus your energy inwards into yourself and being present in this moment. If you like, you can hold your hands in prayer position next to the heart. If you like, this is optional. But it just helps to make a physical reminder that you are here now in this physical plane, but you're also connected with the spirit that is within. Okay. Okay, I'll just take a quick look at the phone to see if anybody has got any other comments. Nope, that's fine. Feel free to say hello, guys. I'm sorry that I don't have my laptop sorted, so I probably won't see it right away. But feel free to leave an emoji, stick a thumbs up. But again, bringing our attention back within, directing our inner. So focusing within your mind's eye, directing the mind's eye inwards, deep into your soul, into your spirit, to the deepest part of yourself. Ask yourself, who am I? What am I? What am I doing here? So these are just these are philosophical questions. So don't worry if you don't have the answers to all of these questions or to any of these questions. They're just questions to ponder, to think about. In time, if you do some meditation, these answers may come to you from spirit, but don't rush and don't be disheartened if they don't come right away. Ooh, okay, so I've got a card jumping out. Okay, so this is, I believe this message is for somebody. So this is a significant energy which is coming through. So the energy is a big horn. So all of these energies within these cards, they are of places around the world. And what's interesting, actually, I've just popped those cards down after I shuffled them, and the card at the bottom of the deck is just looking up at me. It's quite strange, as I never put the cards down that way so that I can see them, but for some reason today I've done that. And what the card that is looking right up at me is Know Thyself. So it's Delphi in Greece. So I feel like that is the second card. But just going back to this card, so we have Big Horn. Okay, so it's very, very strong Native American energies. So I feel like whoever needs this message, I feel like you have a Native American spirit guide. So you may find it easier to connect with your guide or with the messages which your guides are trying to impart onto you if you meditate upon the medicine wheel. So the medicine wheel, you'll be able to see that in the picture. I actually have the medicine wheel in my grimoire. I can show you a picture of that. Again, if you've seen my flip throughs of the grimoire, then you've probably seen it already. But just for the purpose of this, I will show you the medicine wheel, in case you've not already seen it. So this is my drawing of the medicine wheel. So there's actually some little medicine wheels there as well. So the medicine wheel is basically, if you think of like a stone circle or any form of rock formation which is circular, but the medicine wheel, it's basically a circle of stones with a cross of stones within. So that is a basic medicine wheel. So that medicine wheels are very sacred to the First Nation or Native American peoples. So I'll show you that card once more. Okay. So I'm going to find what it says within the book as the message that goes along with this card. But clearly, if any of this information is resonating with you, then this may be a place that you may feel like you may need to go in the future, and as soon as you're able to. Bighorn. So I'll give you some more information about where that is in a moment when I find that. And what's interesting about these sacred sites cards, they're all connected with one of the 4 cardinal directions as well. So Bighorn, the connection is with the west. In the west, the cardinal point of the west is always reminiscent. So it's to do with remembering our ancestors, the connection there. It's all to do with intuition and the spiritual, the mystical, and the treasures of which we can find within the element of water. So that is all to do with the cardinal point of the west. And also the Archangel Gabriel, he rules in the west as well. Okay. So what's this called again? Bighorn. Where is this page? Bighorn. Out there it is. 226. Okay, so it says the location of Bighorn is in Wyoming and Montana in the USA. And the energy focus is principles. So these cards, if you look at the card closely, the card is split into 3. So you have the top part of the card, which has a main depiction. You have the middle and you have bottom. So it shows, so there is 3 layers to the messages. So it says the lower world past. Bighorn is a Native American spiritual heartland. So it says, in Montana, the greed of the white man brought the native Sioux tribes of the Lakota, Northern Cheyenne, and Arapaho together to fight at the 1876 Battle of the Little Bighorn, also known as Custer's Last Stand. Despite the death of General Custer and the defeat of the US Army during this engagement. By 1880, all the Sioux had been forced into reservations, and General Custer was portrayed as the all-American hero. The motivation was greed for the gold of the Black Hills. Ask yourself now, have you grown up believing that material success is all that matters? Were you taught that the good life means a fancy car, big house, regardless of the cost to others and the environment? So these are messages which Spirit is asking you to ponder. So bear in mind, there is an infinite abundance out in the universe, and sometimes we do get wrapped up in thoughts of a lack of this, that, and the other, or thinking that there is an infinite abundance out there, just because we're always wrapped up in social media, we're wrapped up in the news, and everywhere we look we're seeing lack this, lack that, or shortage in this and shortage in that, and that is just what is being portrayed to us. But there is no real lack, there is only greed out there. That is the only issue. Okay, the middle world is the present. Okay, so the lower world was the past, so now we're onto the middle world. So they're quite detailed. So it says, near the top of Medicine Mountain in Bighorn National Forest is the Bighorn Medicine Wheel. This stone circle with 28 radial rows of rocks extending from a central cairn has for centuries been used by the Crow tribe for fasting and vision questing, and as a place for offering healing prayers for people and for Mother Earth. The medicine wheel teaches harmony and sacred connection of all beings. Consider it as a shamanic map of your life, covering your evolution through infancy, adolescence, adulthood, and elderhood. A medicine wheel also reflects the 4 seasons and the 4 directions. Walking the wheel imbues you with personal power and responsibility. Are you attuned to your spirit and the earth, or do you demonstrate little respect for the circle of life? Now is the time to spend some time thinking about your principles for living in right relationship to the earth. Okay, and next it says the upper world. So that these are 3 layers within this one card. So next it is saying the upper world, and this is the potential for the future. So it says, Sitting Bull, the Hunkpapa Lakota holy man, greets you. He was a great spiritual teacher and leader who had many visions, including one of the downfall of Custer. Before his people's victory at Little Bighorn, he performed the sun dance, cutting the flesh from his own arms more than 100 times in sacrifice. What are you prepared to give to the Great Spirit? After the battle, Sitting Bull went into exile and was eventually confined to a reservation, allowed to leave only to join Buffalo Bill Cody's Wild West show. In 1890, he was shot and killed by police in his own home. Can you stand up for what you believe in, however others try to humiliate you? Can you let go of the material things in life? If Spirit calls you, this card calls you to awaken to whatever is important for the world and for your own spiritual life, and to consider what you may need to sacrifice to preserve it. Wow, so that is so much information within there. It's so deep, so I'll show you that card one more time. Okay, So I'll just take a quick look at this now. Okay. Okay, sorry, I'm not able to see your message there, Ryan. But I'm just going to continue with this reading. Okay, so the next card is Apollo, or rather Apollo is shown in the image. So the place is Delphi in Greece. And the message is know thyself. Okay, so I believe somebody who's watching this may feel very strongly drawn to ancient Greece and to the physical place of Delphi. And it's all to do with the age old question of how do we get to know ourselves? How do we receive these ancient and hidden mysteries? And the answer is we like I was saying earlier, we focus ourselves inwards, we meditate inwards, reach inwards till we connect with spirit. Because yes, spirit is all around us. Spirit is in the trees, it's in the earth, it's in the stars. But as well as that, spirit is deeply within us. We are all spirits in physical bodies. But most importantly, we are spirits who have a body. And we need to be aware of this and aware of the power that we have as being spiritual and spirit consciousness. Okay, so let me read what this is saying, because this will have more nuggets of wisdom. Oh, that's interesting. So I've literally flipped to the page and it says that the main message of this card is the energy focus is wisdom, and I've literally just said that. Okay, so the location of Delphi is in Phokis in Greece. Okay, that's interesting. So again, the cards are split into three. So there's upper, middle, and lower. So there's different depictions in each section, and they all have their individual messages. So you can blend the messages together, but they have their three messages. So I'll read each message. So, know thyself. This teaching was embraced by the mystery schools of the ancient world, whose secrets were withheld from all but initiates, and was engraved in the temple of Apollo at Delphi. Self-knowledge is the root of all advancement. This card invites you now to be completely honest with yourself. Do you acknowledge your fears, worries, and doubts, or do you sweep them under the carpet? Can you admit your real likes and dislikes, desires, resentments, and sorrows? You are being asked to take off your mask, reveal your true self. Once you lay yourself bare, you will learn what you need to know in order to heal and grow. When you truly know yourself, nothing and no one can overpower you. Knowing yourself is the ultimate wisdom. Wow, that is the ultimate goal. Okay, next part. So the middle world, so the lower world was representing the past. Now we're on the middle world, which is the present. As you look at the depiction of the ruins at Delphi on this card, do you hear the whispers of your inner oracle as it summons your soul back to your temple with prophetic words and visions? Here Pythia, the great oracle of Delphi, received messages from the sun god Apollo. or rather the god of light. She shared her prophecies with all who sought knowledge, and rich offerings were made to this revered wise woman. Yet eventually the oracle's reputation waned. Following invasion by barbarians and earthquake in 83 before Christian era, Pythia asks now that you reconnect with the seer within you. It is time to summon your psychic abilities, perhaps starting with the exercise at the end of this page. It's time to become an oracle to yourself and others. Do not fear your own abilities, trust your visions, share your prophecies in the knowledge that in doing so Apollo supports you, offering you his sacred symbol of victory, the laurel crown. Okay. And lastly is the upper world potential. So the god of light Apollo shines on you. It is said he claimed Delphi, the navel of the earth, after slaying the earth deity Python, a great serpent. Sanctuary of Pythia, the oracle of Delphi, was built over the hole in the ground where the Python fell. From here, his energy vapors rose, inducing trance and euphoria. You are being called now to seek out a sacred place where you can rest quietly and listen to the messages from your soul. Connect with the light, not just with those rays from the fiery orb of the skies, but also with the glow that radiates from inside you. Build your power, feel your confidence soar. Prepare yourself to expand. Are you reluctant to speak up? Always feeling that others are wiser than you? Know that your previous experience, your knowledge, and your deep wisdom qualify you to make your voice heard. Okay. So there is an exercise. So if anyone's interested in the exercise on tapping into, so it says the consultation of the oracle. So this is about tapping into the energy of Delphi and connecting with the Pythia's energy and tuning into your psychic abilities. Then please do let me know. Send me a comment or a message with your email address, etc., etc., and I will send you the meditation. Okay, but now moving on. So those are two very strong messages there. Okay, so they're very powerful places, so in themselves, very powerful and very, I feel like they're very perfect messages, really. Okay, so we've got more First Nation energy coming through. So we have Thunderhead. So I feel like there's a lot of people drawn into the First Nation energy and feel drawn to go to these ancient places. So this one is Thunderhead. Wow. It's beautiful, beautiful images. Okay, so I'm going to read what this one says as well. Because these cards, they're so feel free if you want to pause these videos at any time. You feel free to pause it or rewind it and just meditate on the images when you see them on the screen, just so you're able to connect with these energies, because the energies are connected with these cards, because the maker of these cards has specifically spent time attuning the images and the cards to each of the sacred places. So they're useful for meditation and connecting with the energies. So if you're not able to go to some of these locations, then meditate on the cards themselves and you'll be able to tune into that energy, even if you can't physically go on a pilgrimage to these places. Okay, so Thunderhead. Oh, and sorry, I forgot to mention. So the last card, the Delphi card, that has a connection with the East. So that's all about things rising, new beginnings, and the element of air. And this card, the Thunderhead card, is again, it's back to the West. So like I said before, that is tapping into the element of water. So again, it's all of these cards seem to be about intuition. So I feel like if you're watching these cards, you really need to be working on improving your intuitive abilities and your psychic faculties, because it's really not difficult at all. All it takes is a bit of time and devotion to this craft, and just working on yourself, believing in yourself, and tuning into this magical side of yourself. But when I say magical, it's a natural magic within all of us. It's not nothing supernatural. Okay. So Thunderhead. Where is Thunderhead? Let me find this. Thunderhead. So that's 2, 3, 4. Okay. So Thunderhead, the location is South Dakota, USA. And again, the energy focus is wisdom. So the lower world and the past, it says, today is a good day to die, were the famous words of Crazy Horse, legendary war leader of the Oglala Lakota. This card calls on you to be fearless in the face of adversity. In the past, have you let fear govern your actions? Has it prevented you from taking risks or trying new things? The power symbol on this card is the sacred hoop of the Lakota. So that is a sacred hoop of the Lakota, depicting the never-ending cycle of life, knowing that life is continuous removes the fear of dying. So again, this is tuning back into the first card where you had the image of the medicine wheel. So it's all to do with the circle of life. This wisdom gives you purpose in life. Walk tall through the seasons, learning their meaning through each phase of life, from birth to death to rebirth. Buffalo, the animal of abundance that gave food, clothing, and tools to the people, asks you to honor your desire for self-realization and initiation by opening yourself to wisdom. Middle world and the present. On the card, behold Thunderbird Mountain in the Black Hills of South Dakota, from which the world's largest unfinished sculpture is carved. Crazy Horse on horseback points southeast over the lands where many of his people lie buried. In 1939, the Lakota elders asked Polish-American sculptor Kozak, I cannot pronounce that surname, to construct a fitting memorial for this hero and custodian of these lands. The project was to consume the artist's whole life. He refused millions of dollars in federal funding to complete the statue, saying this would compromise the site. Which of your projects are still uncompleted? Have you been distracted, or did you run out of funds? This is interesting. It's kind of like tuning into what I was saying at the beginning of this whole video. I was mentioning how a lot of musicians, we start working on new music, new songs, new tracks, and sometimes they just get forgotten about because sometimes we just move on to new ones without completing the ones that we started previously. So it feels like it's that kind of same energy here. It says, which of your projects are still uncompleted? Have you been distracted? Did you run out of funds? This card reminds you never to give up. The crazy horse movement lives on, and perhaps one day the sculpture will be completed. Finish your task so that your true splendor may be revealed. Okay. So that was the present, and now we have the potential for the future in the up. This is the upper world. So we have the white buffalo calf woman, also called Wakan woman, mother of life, mother superior, offers you the Chanupa Wakan, the sacred pipe of the Lakota Sayu. Smoking this gives access to the tribal traditions such as storytelling and sacred visions that demonstrate the great responsibility that comes with walking the fearless path. Do you feel a connection to Crazy Horse, this earthly vision and warrior, or to the white buffalo calf woman and her goddess-like creative power? The feathers on the card indicate that much remains for you to experience, and that opportunities will present themselves soon. The sun behind the white buffalo calf woman denotes travel. Reconnect with the Aboriginal people of your chosen land and strengthen your bond with the sacred wheel of life. You must follow your visions regardless of the perceived dangers that lie ahead. Minimize risk, but don't let fear of the unknown or unfamiliar stop you. Wow. And it also finishes with a prayer to the white buffalo woman. So I'll read these. So you can read these words to open yourself to the wisdom of the mother of life. Wakan woman, holy one, blessed, I hear your call to come. I am urged to feel your wisdom. All you know, as you shared all those years ago, a buffalo was seen upon the hill. Perhaps it was the woman. No one is sure. We all remain still. Many desired her. The brave scout decided to try his hand and march out across the sacred land. He intended her as his prize, but his journey would be everlasting, for she is a goddess from the skies. A cloud descended over the two, but revealed just one and not the Sayu. Only his bones left on the ground next to the woman. 'Twas all they found. No need to fear, her voice spoke with such love and radiated light as from above. Sacred 7 rituals taught through Chanapu. Peace was sought, goddess Wap, with thanks to you. The wisdom within my heart stays true. So that is connecting with the white buffalo woman. Okay. So we've been going strong for well over 50 minutes now. So I'm just going to pull a card from another deck. I've got some angel cards over here, I believe. Are these the proper angel cards? Alright, these are all with... So they're not the angel cards. They're for... numerology cards. They're all to do with rituals and meditation, so we don't need those. But let's have a look at these numerology cards. Let's see if they can add anything more for us. So just grounding ourselves, reflecting now on the guidance which has resonated with us. So if one of these three places has resonated with you, if any of the ascended masters or deities within these cards have resonated with you, then integrate that energy. Feel free to pray to those ascended deities, or the ascended masters, or the deities. Okay, Spirit, please come through with more information for us. So, number 39, artistic expression. So, I feel that does tie in a lot with what we've just been saying. So, there's the whole thing of not leaving projects unfinished, not abandoning your artwork, and not being afraid of your artwork as well. So I know there is people out there, like when you're, say, people who draw, for instance, when they you know, one of my cousins, like, he's such a phenomenal drawer. He can really draw so beautifully, but just if like one little part of the drawing goes wrong, you may have been working on it for an hour or so, but if like one little bit goes wrong, he would just like literally just scrunch it up or rip it up and then throw it in the bin. So there's these sort of things to contend with, that sort of energy of just giving in too easily, and not kind of respecting like that imperfections are okay. Like, imperfections sometimes make a piece of art, like it makes it, like, it gives it its greatness, is what I'm trying to say. So don't feel like if your art forms are flawed, that you don't, and that you don't need to express them, because this is not the case. This reminds me of people when I'm forever asking people if they sing, if they like singing, what's their favourite music, that sort of thing. Whenever I meet someone for the first time, they're the sorts of small talk that I would use. I would ask people if they like singing, what's their favourite music, and a lot of people, 9 times out of 10 people, say to me, I can't sing and I sound awful when I sing, and this, that and the other. And again, this is going back to the artistic expression and kind of getting over that fear, getting over that block, and just releasing. Don't be afraid of what other people are going to think about your art form, about what you're expressing. Just release that, let it go, release that to Spirit. Like, Spirit is here for you. Spirit is gifted you these gifts. So these gifts are God-given or goddess-given, whatever deity you want to go with or believe in. So these gifts are divinely given to us. So don't let them go to waste, and don't let them be abandoned. Okay, let me pull some more numerology cards. Alright, actually at the bottom of the deck we have strength, awareness and sensitivity. So that's number 20. Oh, and then on the other side there's the 1111, but we'll just go with this one. So strength, awareness and sensitivity. So again, these kind of going with the themes of the other cards. So there's the strength of the indigenous peoples, there is the tuning in to our psychic faculties, our natural sensitivities. So I feel like that is another reminder in that respect. So let me shuffle these cards and pull another to support this messages. So it's really interesting, this video. I know it's been a bit patchy as I've not had the laptop set up properly, and I may have seemed a bit distracted in places, but I'd purposefully started this video kind of not knowing where we was going, so I don't do that often. So I'm sorry if it has been a bit haphazard or a bit messy and not straight to the point, but I've really just wanted to not plan it too much, not polish it too much, and just let spirit come through. Okay, oh, so I feel like it's one of these cards. Okay, right, which of the... Ooh, one of these cards is strongly giving me some vibes. This one. Okay, so the numerology card we have is number 18, so that is actually interesting. So the message on this is encouragement and support. So that is very interesting that I've pulled this card, as this evening I've been planning a trip abroad for my sister's 18th birthday, because my youngest sister is turning 18 in February, so we're planning a trip to Amsterdam. So I feel like there's kind of like a synchronicity there, but the message for us all is the like showing encouragement to each other and supporting each other, and just remembering that like if someone else's success doesn't mean you have to fail, so we can all succeed together. And it's just nice, like what you give out you get back. So if you're giving out encouragement and support, the universe will send that back to you as well. So just remember that, especially when it's to do with people's artistic creations as well. Because I know, like, when it comes to art, like if it's like singing, drawing, whatever, like whatever art form it is, we're always our own worst critic, because we may listen to our music, or we may look at our artwork and we really dissect it for any small imperfection, and most other people, they will just look at it at face value, or they'll just hear it at face value. They won't be like trying to pick it apart for any little imperfections like we do to ourselves. So we're our own worst critic, so that is something to be aware of. So just offer encouragement and support to each other, and release the creativity that is within, and connect with your intuition and spirituality within. This is a very important message from Spirit. So thank you for tuning in. Feel free to tune in to some of the other videos that I have. I have a video about November of a reading. Sorry, I have a video of a reading from November to December, so feel free to check that video out. Sending brightest blessings to all. Thank you. Brightest blessings and namaste.